Hey, I'm Amanda from Trifecta Fitness. We're proud to be Clarksville's new Get Fit headquarters. Trifecta Fitness is a state-of-the-art spin and strength training studio. Our spin studio is truly one of a kind in this area, complete with 20 state-of-the-art live fitness bikes and an incredible sound system. Our strength training is done in small groups of 6 or fewer, and all of our strength and spin classes are scalable for every level of experience. Come see us in the heart of Clarksville, just behind MAPCO at the corner of Old Trenton Road and Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Call us for more info at 931-542-6265 or download our Trifecta Fitness app for a full list of upcoming classes.
In October 2019, Arlington, Texas was chosen to be the home of a new national museum, unlike any other. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a unique home of military history. The 100,000 square foot museums will house exhibits, archives, and artifacts relating to the 3,500 U.S. troops who have been awarded the medal, the nation's highest honor for valor in combat. The museum will have 31,000 square feet of galleries dedicated to U.S. troops who have received the award. The museum CEO, former Navy SEAL and NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy, said the museum will focus on education as much as preservation. The building will have 5 areas dedicated to Medal of Honor winners from the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. The main gallery will be located in a central plaza under a 25,000 square foot slab of steel, which will appear to be suspended in midair. It will be supported by 5 pillars. Black Rifle Coffee is a corporate sponsor of the museum, as are the Dallas Cowboys. The museum's board also includes over a dozen major corporations and 6 Medal of Honor recipients, including David Bellavia, Patrick Brady, and Britt Slabinski. Army Staff Sergeant Bellavia was awarded the medal for clearing an entire house by himself on November 10, 2004, as a squad leader in support of Operation Phantom Fury in Fallujah, Iraq. He killed 4 enemy fighters and wounded a 5th in close quarters battle. Army Major General Brady flew and coordinated the evacuation of 51 seriously wounded men during a firefight in Vietnam in January 1968. Slabinski, a Navy SEAL chief and team leader, led a rescue team of SEALs during Operation Anaconda in Afghanistan in March 2002. Slabinski and his team flew to a mountaintop ambush site to rescue Petty Officer First Class Neil Roberts, who had fallen from the back of a helicopter. Slabinski led the team through almost constant combat against an entrenched Taliban force. Along with the board members, former presidents Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama serve as honorary directors. The museum is expected to open to the public in late 2024.
All right. Welcome back.
Misfit Nation. Misfit Nation. The Misfit Nation Show.
We are a show founded by a veteran and hosted by 2 veterans and a military spouse. Our mission is to get people to tell their stories to the world. If you're an author, share your tips with the Misfit Nation. If you're a musician or an actor, our audience needs to know how they too can get into the business. Coaches, we love our coaches. Come on and share your tips with the Misfit Nation to help them become better versions of themselves. If you are a corporate leader or an entrepreneur, come on and show how you did it and how hard you have fought for success. If you are a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family, we would love to have you come on and share your story with the Misfit Nation. We always have time for you. If you're feeling down, alone, or starting to see the darkness, stop. Think about those who are around you. You are not alone. You will be missed. If you feel like your problems will be a burden to those in your inner circle or feel embarrassed, dial 988. If you are a veteran, take option 1. We need you to keep pushing forward. Don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. If you are a new listener, welcome to the Misfit Nation Show. Be sure to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast app. Also on our YouTube channel at @the_Misfit Nation. Subscribe and click the bell to keep you up to date on our latest episodes and all of our news. You can also find us on Heroes Media Group and About Face Radio. Now, let's get to the show!
Good evening, everybody. It's Steve and Jake. It's Tuesday, and we got another great show for you tonight. How are you, Jake?
I am good. I'm kind of excited about tonight's show. It's something I know nothing about. I don't know about you, if you know anything about it or not. I'm kind of interested in it, and I think it's going to be an exciting time. And I'd like to welcome everybody to the Tuesday crew, and I think we ought to kick this thing off.
You got it.
Tonight, we have Mr. Brandon Cooper, United States Marine Corps veteran, EOD guy. That's kind of close to my heart, as everybody knows. He was in from 1999 to 2007, and he's out now, and he hosts podcasts, and he's also deals with the paranormal, and I think that's pretty cool. And shoot, without any further ado, let's get him in here.
Here I
Welcome,
am.
Brandon.
Hello.
Welcome, Brandon.
Jake, Steven, how are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Honored to be here.
Hello, Amy. Okay, somebody popped up here. Yay, Gnome. Is that your nickname?
Actually, it is. Yeah, that's, and we'll get into that. Well, I'll just go ahead and say it. So, hey, Tracy. That's one of my really good friends, and that's my merch lady as well. So,
okay.
Thank you for watching, Tracy. Yeah, so I'm short. I'm fat. I got a beard. And I look like a freaking, yes, our shaman gnome. Yes. So I look like a gnome. Well, I was doing an investigation. I work with a team out of the Midwest called, I work with two teams out of the Midwest. We'll get there. So this was with Paranormal Task Force. It's a paranormal event company. What we do is we put together the paranormal events. People pay to come and do the events. So I walked out of the hotel room with a blue shirt and my red hat, and apparently I looked like a garden gnome. So the leader of that, Greg Myers, just looks at me, and he talks like this right here. He was a Navy guy, chain smoker. He goes, "Hey, you look like a friggin' gnome." And it stuck. And that was like 5 years ago. So yeah, I'm a gnome. I'm a gnome. All right. Story just to get to that. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I did a little bit of your bio. Fill us in with the rest of it.
Yeah. So you covered when I was in 90. I went into 99 right after I got out of high school.
So you're a youngin'.
I'm a youngin'. I'm 40. I'm only 43, so I'm a youngin'.
Oh.
So I tried the whole college thing, and that just wasn't for me. So I went to Marine Corps recruiter. All right, here's a funny story that I normally don't put in the bio, but I didn't tell my parents that I had joined the Marine Corps. And how did
that go over?
Well, until the recruiter came to get me for MEPS. Yeah. And then there was nothing they could do because I'd already got in the car. So,
well,
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. But, I enjoyed it. I started life as an ammo tech and then went EOD, served some time in Afghanistan and Iraq. Like you say, I got out in 2007, and that's a brief synopsis of that, basically what you read. But I had, you know what? I had a blast. You'll get that one, Jake.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is why I am no longer in.
Yeah. Pay me to have a good time.
That's right. But no, and then I got into the paranormal. I've been doing paranormal for 30 plus years. I was in it when I was a child, and I'll tell you what happened. So I was 14. My grandfather passed away. I didn't get to say goodbye to him, but I was pallbearer, all that. Well, that night in my bedroom, my grandfather came to me to say goodbye. You can't convince me otherwise. I smelled his cologne. He was a World War II hero, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, and he still wore Aqua Velva. So it was him. I smelled Aqua Velva. I didn't have Aqua Velva, and so ever since then, I wanted to know, well, how was it possible for my grandfather to come back and say hello? And that just sort of started the paranormal journey of wondering, what's out there. I mean, we'll never know till we're on the other side, but it's a fun, it's a rabbit hole to go down. And with my combat PTSD, I have found that when I'm out there ghost hunting, I'm not thinking about the world. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about all my troubles in my head or nothing. I'm focusing on ghost hunting and having a good time with the people that are out there. So it has actually really, really helped me. The paranormal has, as far as my mental health. I'm a suicide attempt survivor times 3. I had a rough go when I got out. Raging alcoholic, homeless. The PTSD, because like in 2003, nobody knew what PTSD was. Well, they weren't talking about it, so we had no clue. Oh, but yeah, it helped. It helped save my life, and I ghost hunt with several other combat veterans, and not only do we get to all enjoy ghost hunting, but then we get to sit around a bonfire at night and turn into veterans and talk the crap to each other and whatever. So I enjoy it.
Well, I'm glad you was unsuccessful.
Me too, because I got real. All right, I haven't told this, but okay. First attempt was with my Glock. Pulled the trigger. The hammer went forward. The firing pin went forward, but the round didn't go off. Pulled that. I have that round somewhere. Pulled it out. You could see the indent in the cap.
Mm-hmm.
So, second attempt was hanging, and the tree limb broke on my head. So I thought something out there was telling me, hey, I don't think you need to do this.
Yeah. Well, just glad it's the third time.
There were definitely signs.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to say, if somebody out there struggling, I've called 988 and pressed 1 and talked to them. They have helped me. So if you're nervous about, the suicide hotline, 988, press 1. Yeah, I know, Tracy. Or if you're just nervous about talking to somebody, did you know that you can text message 988?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so you can type 988 in your text bar and send them a text message anonymously, and they will text back and forth with you. So, there's really no excuse.
That helps. A lot of people don't want to talk. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't either, and that's how I found out that they started doing that little texting back and forth. But they're just not putting enough effort behind it to promote the text thing. But yes, you can text.
Now, is it also in text pound 988 or is it 988 just 988?
Just 988. That's what I put in before. Yeah.
I know on a couple Facebook groups that I'm on, one of them being After the Long Walk. I just posted my phone number.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? And I've had a couple calls at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and sit there and listen for an hour. And it's and it's weird because a lot of times I think it helps me just as much as it helps the person that calls me.
100%. I've done that before too. Put my number out there and, taking phone calls 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, it reminds me that it's still rough out there, but there is hope because, and I love it because I hate to say this, but I'm glad I had my suicide attempts because then I can show, hey, this is what it looks like on the other side. Yes, it's dark. Yes, it really sucks, but there is hope. But I've also learned that if you take too many of those phone calls in the middle of the night, it starts affecting your mental health.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I try to be careful about that, but my number is still out there and I will still talk. But, you know, just make sure if you're out there dealing with that heaviness, you know, on the phone with somebody, just remember about your mental health too, because it'll bring you down because you're taking all of that. And we talk about it in paranormal energy. Everything is energy. Everything's frequency. Well, you're taking that dark energy onto yourself by talking to them. That's kind of how I see it. As they can release it, well, it's got to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So just, you know, just a cautionary tale. Be careful, but help your brother. But make sure you help yourself too.
All right.
Well, we actually had this conversation a few weeks ago talking about people reaching out and giving out numbers. And myself, I was never in the military. That's why I was asking Jake and Rich if I should be one that gives out numbers as if you need help, call. Because I don't speak the language, but I'm there to listen, you know. And
well, and some,
do it, get out there and help as you can.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you were in or not. We're all human. Yeah. We all go through the same human condition. So, yeah, no, I applaud you for putting yourself out there for veterans and civilians and whoever may need to call you. So, yeah, I'm 100% on board with that.
Well, all right. Let's talk paranormal.
All right, let's do that. That's my thing. That's my jam. So,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to give the quick little spiel. I work with a team out of Kansas City, Missouri called Supernatural Inc. It is me and my best friend KD Stafford, who is a combat Army vet. He's also been on a bunch of the TV shows. We were talking about that earlier. So I work with, it's me and my wife, KD, and his wife, Katie. Yeah, Katie and Katie. So it's very confusing at their house because I'll holler one name and get them both. It's just weird. But, you know, especially, I live in South Carolina. I'm in the Bible Belt. Like, I'm in the damn buckle of the Bible Belt. So it's kind of frowned upon around here, the whole paranormal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what people don't know is, like, I'm not dealing with demons. I'm not dealing with evil things like you see on some of the ghost shows. Oh, that's a demon. No, it's not. Stop it. It's not. That's for ratings. But mainly it's to, I like to go to very historical places. Not only do we get in some historical sites that most people never get to go into, but basically we try to let the spirits tell their story. And we have devices. We've got devices that sweep the radio. Those are called ghost boxes, spirit boxes. But we try to use technology to verify, you know, what we feel in the area. So it's a little bit more of a scientific approach as opposed to just wandering around saying, "Is somebody there?"
Okay, well, as you were saying on TV, they had those little machines that light up, and they're like, "Are you here with us?" And it lights up. Is that the kind of things you use? Yes.
Okay. A lot of those are kind of blanket across the board equipment that, you know, most paranormal people have. But we at Supernatural Inc., we make our own equipment similar to that. But like we do everything. We make our own circuit boards. We solder everything. We program it and all that. So some of the stuff we have is a little bit higher in the technology. We work with the frequencies and electromagnetic frequencies, you know, things like that to tell us if possibly there's a paranormal entity near us. So yeah, what you see with all the cool fancy lights and the sounds, yeah, we do have similar stuff. Woo Rider, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, Woo Rider.
Now, I got just a little story. Me and my wife, we live on a 30-acre, it's part of an old farm. It used to be a lot bigger, and we didn't know much about it. And there was been a few people die here on this property, and I personally think that kids are more in tune a lot of times.
I agree 100%.
Our granddaughter was down, she was probably 5, 6 years old, down messing around our barn and stuff. And she comes up and we're eating, and she starts telling us stuff about our property and the farm and stuff like that. It's like, who told you that? And she goes, that man and that little girl. It's like, what man and little girl? And she told us, and sure enough, there was a father and daughter that used to live here in this house, and the daughter ended up dying here. But yeah, it was just kind of freaked me out a little bit.
It wasn't one of those, okay, I'm out, and you just walked away.
well, no, because me and the bank got an agreement that I got to pay. I got to pay for this place whether I live here or not, so I might as well live here.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I like being so out there in the paranormal, is to help people know that they're not crazy. Like, stuff like this happens. It's out there. It's real. But piggybacking off talking about children are more sensitive to see spirits and stuff. And my theory on it is because they haven't been initiated into grown folk world where, yeah.
That brings us to a question. And actually, this is my sister.
Okay.
And this is the question that she has. You can read it right there, and that plays right into what you were saying.
Yeah, it's totally frowned upon. And you just have an imaginary friend. Because the parents or the adults don't want to believe it, because we have been, programmed through school, religious services, what have you, that that's a no, that's bad. But yes, 100%, I believe that children. They have what we call it the veil. So when you're a kid, the veil's up. You can see anything. You can feel energies. You can whatever. But the older we get and the more cynical we become, we put that veil down, and you could hear a knock behind you right now, and it could be paranormal. But you're gonna be like, "Oh, the house is settling." You wouldn't even think paranormal because we've all been trained to believe that paranormal is bad or it's not real. Well, children don't have that luxury. Everything's real to a kid. And I 100%, if a child comes up to me and says, well, the man and the daughter told me, I 100% believe that.
Okay. And
now, all right, one question. Sorry, Jay.
No, that's okay. I was just popping up the statement that Blue Rider sent in.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. That happens a lot too. And that's another reason why we like to use equipment. Okay, what is a cell phone? It's nothing but frequency transmitted through the air. And I 100% believe that spirits are frequency energy and they can interact with cell phones or, whatever. I wish I still had it, but I was doing an investigation, and I always keep my cell phone on airplane mode. So the EMFs that come off the cell phone don't interfere with the equipment. Well, I actually had a voicemail from a spirit. So it's happened. It's 100%, in my opinion. Now, none of this is going to be solid science, and science is never going to accept the paranormal. But in my opinion, yeah, 100%, they got a phone call from their uncle saying goodbye or whatever. Yeah.
Back to my question. I don't know if you heard it. Can dogs or cats sense activity like that?
Yeah, I 100%.
Again, stuff I've seen on TV.
Yes,
the dog will sit there and bark at something that's not there.
Yeah, and I think that's 100% true too. Because think about it, dogs have, especially dogs. I'm a dog guy. They have that sixth sense about them. They know when something ain't right, whether they can see it, feel it, smell it. I don't, whatever they do. I've gone investigating with my dog before, and he has led me places. to where I've gotten activity. So I do believe, and there's a myth out there about cats. Supposedly cats protect you from spirits. That's why they're up at night constantly, because while you're sleeping, they're protecting you from spirits. And then that's why they sleep all day, because you're up.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's very draining.
That's a second part of a statement.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put the first part on there.
My wife's a powerful psychic, and she gets in the spirit. I call it. Right. Yep. And then you feel drained, and she feels drained at the end. And that, I've talked to a lot of psychics, and people are even in just paranormal investigators. We call it paranormal hangover. When you get out there and you're investigating, it takes your energy. There's a theory out there that spirits can draw your energy to manifest. So they're pulling on your energy. You're focusing. You're putting all this energy out. Well, it takes like 2-3 days sometimes to recover from an overnight. It's just so draining, but worth it. Well worth it. And I guess I can tell this story. I took a skeptic. I don't know if you guys know Jessica Lynch, the POW.
Yes.
So I took her on her first ghost hunt, and she was a 100% skeptic, but we had a great time. So I'm trying to get more veterans, out there. I'm actually thinking about doing a veteran paranormal project, just because you get the camaraderie, you get to go learn a skill, you learn about the equipment. You get to hang out. You get to think of nothing but, I might see a ghost. And then, at the end of the day, you crack open an adult beverage or roll one up or whatever, however you decide to go. And then the S talking commences. And so there's the veteran
side. Both. It's one or the other. It can't be both.
It could be both.
Oh, okay.
However you roll, I'm down.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I just, hey. But yeah, it's paranormal is such a loaded topic that there's a lot to talk about. But if you guys just have any questions or whatever, I'll be happy to answer anything, or the viewers, anything. There's no stupid question in the paranormal, because you don't know. If you knew, it'd be different, but you don't know. So there's no stupid question.
Have you ever done like Gettysburg or Vicksburg or any?
It's funny you say that. I will be in Gettysburg next month for the It's called the Gettysburg Bash, and all proceeds go to veteran organizations.
Okay.
So, yep, we'll be out there. It's a 3-day. We call them a Paracon, paranormal convention. You've got TV people, psychics, YouTubers, and stuff like me. Out there, meet and greets. You get to go investigate with the celebrities, and it all goes back to veterans. So I will be, and that'll be my first time in Gettysburg since I was a kid. Never investigated Gettysburg yet. So, yeah.
Okay. I've never been to Gettysburg. I've been in and out of Vicksburg so many times.
All right.
Because I was stationed at Camp Shelby, Mississippi.
Okay.
And every time that they did any kind of work at Vicksburg, they unearthed something.
Yep.
We had to go take care of it. And you feel it.
100%. And see that, yes. Like some stuff went down on this ground. Yeah. Yeah.
And my sister just popped in again and said that our dad was a Civil War buff. He could tell you things about the Civil War, and he said that he could see the blood from Gettysburg when he went there.
Yeah, and some people say they smell that iodine smell, blood or whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of people, and I think I remember as a kid, smelling something weird, and then I don't know, some years later, bit my tongue or something, and then tasted it. I'm like, this is what I smelled there. So yeah, it's 100%. Like, people Russell Reynolds, what's up, buddy? He is another paranormal investigator. He does a show on my network Supernatural Inc. Network every Friday. Thanks for tuning in, bud. But no, I'm looking forward to Gettysburg. I'll tell you what date that is if y'all may want to go out to Gettysburg.
All right.
So that is... have to look at my calendar. So it starts on July 26th. It's July 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Okay.
And
26th, 27th, 28th. The Gettysburg... What do you call it? The
Bash.
Gettysburg Bash.
Yep. And you can just Google that and get all the information. Pam and Steve Barry are the ones that put that on. And I know Pam was not in the military, and I don't think her husband was, but they're huge veteran supporters. So, and it's only $20 to get in. That's it.
Now, can you pitch a tent on site, or is there campgrounds around, or how's that work?
Campgrounds are around. Like me and some friends, we got an Airbnb. Like 3 couples, we went in together and got a old Civil War era farmhouse on 88 acres next to Little Round Top. So if it gets too much, we can just go back and investigate where we're at.
Okay.
I was going to say, you probably find something at the farmhouse, for Christ's sake.
Exactly. And that's the whole reason why we picked that place.
Now,
but,
you going to do a live show from there?
More than likely. I believe I will. And you can follow my show, and I'll repeat this at the end, but it's Shaman Sundays. I'm actually trained as a shaman or a medicine man through the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Nation. I grew up on the res. But it's at Shaman Sundays. I have a YouTube and I have a Facebook.
Okay.
So, and all the past episodes for Supernatural Inc. Network are on there. So you can go back and watch all of our past episodes of any of our great hosts. So, and it's all paranormal all the time.
All right. And hey, would like to remind our listeners again, got any questions, type them in and get them on here. We're learning a lot about the paranormal this evening.
Yeah.
Now, talk about the paranormal. What's something that really just scared the living crap out of you?
Oh, the only time paranormal has scared me was when I was in Iraq. We would constantly see shadows running around. You could see where the houses were bombed out and stuff from the Gulf War in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And so you could just see all the death, and plus what Saddam was doing, killing his own people and things. Like, it was just that, like you had mentioned, the feeling like at Vicksburg or whatever, same thing over there.
Yeah.
But, after 3 days of staying up working, there was many times, where you got no sleep and things would catch you off guard. Like, I've seen lockers opened and slammed in guys' rooms, and they come out running, and it's got me too. Like, but here in the U.S., there's nothing that has made me want to just run and scream.
Okay.
But overseas, man, of course, it could have been just the perfect storm of everything where it scared me. But there was a lot of paranormal activity over there.
Oh, I have no doubt. I could probably talk about a little bit of that myself, but
I think anybody that's gone over that way or whatever, they don't come back. You don't come back the same, and it's not just war. There's paranormal warfare going on. Like, think about these tribes, especially in Afghanistan. What kind of witchcraft are they using? I deal with shadow people in the building at the base I work at, right? And it's right out of the corner of your eye where you see them, right? But, I mean, think about the tribes and the tribesmen, and they've been around thousands and thousands. They predate Christ.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of hoodoo, or whatever are they putting on the U.S. troops that come over there?
Yes.
People don't think about that.
Yes. Another question come in. What about dreams?
Can you be more specific? Because I can cover a lot about. Are you talking about like dreaming something's about to happen, or somebody coming to visit you in a dream, or dreams are power? Okay, I'll just do a blanket statement. Dreams are very powerful. Like when you're asleep, your soul is free to roam. That's why a lot of times, like, so they, when you up right before you wake up sometimes, or you feel, or you have sleep paralysis and you can't move. Well, a theory is it's your soul coming back into your body, but your brain woke up a little too soon and you can't move without your soul. Theory. But dreams, dreams can be very powerful. I've had some of those dreams. I dreamed something really stupid. And then, I don't know, 2 years later, I'm doing that thing that I dreamed about. It's very common. And I think dreams are very, very powerful. It's a way for spirits to talk to you, both talking to dead people and telling them who. Yeah, 100%. Like I say, when you go to sleep, that's when the spirit gets to play. In my opinion, astral projection, I think, is a real thing, and that's where your spirit body goes out into the world and goes to visit things. The CIA was actually working on that, those projects with their psychics. With MK Ultra. So the CIA and the FBI have been working on stuff. It's now become declassified, but if the government believes in it, there's something.
Yeah. I had a recurring dream. I did a mission and it kind of screwed me up. A Bradley had taken a belly shot.
Ooh.
And drained the driver out the bottom.
Right.
And I was doing a post blast on it. Found this guy's foot.
Mm-hmm.
And, I put it in a bag, put it with the body and everything like that. Well, for years afterwards, I'd be dreaming. I was in the blast hole.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude standing there while I'm picking up his foot. He's like, "Hey man, can I have that?"
Yeah.
And that was the dream.
Well, and that could possibly be that guy coming back to make a dark military humor joke that we always do to tell you, look, man, I know you went through it, but I'm okay. Could be that.
It could be that. And I had that dream probably 2 or 3 times a week, and it'd just be a little short dream, 2 or 3 times a week for years. And then after I talked about it, because I never would talk about it.
Yep.
After I talked about it, it stopped.
Yep. Now, is that paranormal? I don't know. Could it be just psychological? Sure. We'll never know. But in my opinion, a dream like that, it was meant for you to. Willis, what's up, baby?
What's up, Willis?
It was meant for you to talk about it, and that dude was not gonna. I can almost guarantee that fellow was not gonna leave you alone until you started talking about it and dealt with what you had to do. He was like, "I'm okay, I'm good. How about now you get good, and I'm not gonna leave you alone until you do."
And that very well could be.
Mm-hmm. We're military, we're family, and we're family in this life and in the afterlife. We're always going to be watching out for our brothers. So,
yes, we are.
It could be. I can't give you a definite, but could be.
Jake, they're popping on and off the screen. I don't know what's going on.
Do what?
Things are popping on and off the screen. I don't know.
It's called Paranormal. I brought some ghosts with me just in case.
I see you looking like, what the hell was just up there?
Oh God,
Willis, thank you for those kind words.
Mm-hmm. I had a dream where my dead brother came to me and said my other brother might not make it if he went on deployment in 3 days, but I couldn't say anything. Deployment was moved, so all was good. Preemptive dreams are 100%. And women's intuition, like, listen, if you don't believe in psychics, but you have a mother or a wife I mean, they have women's intuition. They know what the kids are doing. Well, and you can't tell me that's not some sort of psychic link.
Yes.
Like the Long Island medium, was it Teresa Caputo?
Yep.
Yes.
How does she sleep at night? That's what I want to know.
Hopefully she
walks
gets all that
into a room and this gets barraged with shit, if that's real.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Well, and I'm no psychic, but I played one on TV. No, I'm just kidding.
You stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night.
I stayed at the Holiday Inn. I have some really good psychic friends. Cindy Kays and Sarah Lemos. They are two of the most popular TV psychics as well on Discovery and Travel Channel. And I've asked them and talked to them, and they have this whole ritual that they go through and before they go to bed to like tell the spirits to leave them alone and stuff. So, man, but I ate some. What the hell did I eat? Oh, taco soup. I didn't get a smash burger.
That's what I had last night for supper. No kidding.
There we go. Yes, sir. I love me some taco soup. But and that's a whole like psychic and what do they do and all that. That's a whole nother separate rabbit hole you can go down.
Yeah.
But generally, what they tell me is they put up a block or something. Like when they go to bed, they're like, "This is my bedroom. You're not allowed to come in." And I guess that works. So, but
like I watched that show and I'm stunned. And she'll just walk in the room with 30 people, and all of a sudden, her head's bouncing off the walls. And she's like,
yeah.
Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? And does she sleep at night?
Yeah. Right. Hopefully she gets rid of that hairspray. Well,
you was talking about putting up a block. We had some friends of ours that dealt a lot in the paranormal and psychic shamanism and their bedroom. They would salt their bedroom.
Yep. That's one way. Yep. And salt or brick dust. Brick dust comes from the voodoo religion. Salt comes from Wiccan or many pagan religions use salt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I salt my front and back door. But yeah, like salt, sage, people burn sage, and I mean I have my sage.
Mm-hmm.
I light it before every one of my shows, and there's scientific evidence now out to prove that there is a innate quality that changes in the air when you burn sage. There's an antimicrobial, antibacterial, and a bunch of other things. So, it used to be people would say, "Oh, you just burn sage, nothing happens." Well, now there's scientific backed proof that, when you burn sage or salt for purification, or, if you're feeling really bad, you got negative energy, take a salt bath, like Epsom salt, soak in salt. And, and all that, you come out with clean energy. It's just, I don't know how else to explain it.
That Epsom salt, I don't know what it's got in it, but if you take a bath in it or soak your feet in it or whatever, I've had that water turn almost black. Yep.
It'll detoxify, it does all kinds of stuff.
Yes, it does.
Sage is anti everything, Tracy. Look, I was saging the other night to get the evil spirits out, and then I woke up this morning outside, so it must work.
Well, hey, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
We have talked about a lot this evening.
We covered quite a bit, actually.
We covered your military service, and we've had people chime in. Thank you so much for being open enough and sharing your suicide attempt stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are firm believers here. If we touch one person during a show, that comes off the ledge because of what they heard on this show, we have done what we set out to do. That is the main purpose of this show. And
and I do want to shout this out too. One of the big reasons why I love doing what I do and do like home investigations or these group investigations is because people out there are looked at like they're crazy. You know, when they just mention, oh, I saw my dad walk down the hallway or whatever. But when you come together and I can show you on this instrumentation that something is actually happening, you don't feel crazy anymore. And that's a mental weight lifted off of a lot of people.
yes.
And you know, I started this and I continue to do where I help people. I don't charge for nothing. You know, listen, if there's a paranormal team or a psychic that wants to charge you some money, don't do it.
Okay.
Like, there is no self-respecting psychic or anybody that's going to slide into your DMs and say, well, the spirits told me to talk to you. I need to give you a reading. No, you don't. You're just trying to scam them. So,
well, using a pun, I'm going to say that that's pretty sage advice.
Oh, look at that. I like that one. I like that one.
Well, see, you know, the paranormal, and even with like it was talking about people hearing the voices and that stuff. I didn't believe a lot of it until 5 years ago. My mom passed. She was cremated. My father got the urn. He put it on a high shelf of the bookcase, and she was forever afraid of heights. Pictures started falling off the walls, and shit was happening in the house.
Yeah.
He took her, put her lower, and it stopped.
And I'm surprised you didn't hear little whispers of your mom, because that happens a lot too.
But he had her on a high shelf, and she hated heights, and all of a sudden things started falling off the walls around the house. And he'd hear noises. Once he dropped her down low, it stopped.
Like,
that shit is real. You know, I'm a believer.
and that's what I love. I love being there, especially when like skeptics become believers, and I get to see that look in their face. Like they're not crazy, they weren't wrong, but they just didn't know what was going on. I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it always starts with family. Like I told my quick little origin paranormal story. It started with my grandfather too, coming back to visit me. And again, you can't tell me that there's no psychic or something out there, because families that they know each other, you can feel each other's presence. Like, if your something's wrong with your mama or something's wrong with your daddy, you just get, you get that feeling. So you can't tell me that there's not something there.
Yes. And I'm a firm believer that my sister channels my dad. So,
she woke up and was sitting on the foot of the bed. See, once one person starts talking about it, and you know that I'm not going to label anybody, see, that's when the cool stories start coming out. And that's another reason why I like these gatherings. Because, I'll have to start it. But once I start, then people will feel comfortable enough to share their experiences. And there's something to it. You just can't dismiss it and say, oh, ghosts aren't real. Horseshit. I mean, I could show you some things in the Bible that point to their existence, and but I try not to talk religion.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that's politics.
Well, religion and politics. I usually only talk those with like-minded people.
Agreed.
And I don't talk it at all.
There you go.
That's why you're happier than the rest of us, Stephen.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, hey, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
We're going to cut off here for this evening. Okay. Now, if somebody wants to dive into the paranormal, how do they do that?
YouTube you can find anything on YouTube.
Yes.
there's a lot on YouTube, or come and watch my show, Shaman Sundays, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Follow my channel. Look up paranormal gatherings in your area.
Okay.
You know, there's all kind of stuff. You just kind of search for it. Or email me. Thank you, Tracy. Or email me at shamansundays@gmail.com. That's my paranormal show email. If you have any questions about that, or how to start, or what to do, where to go, email me. I'll give you a call.
Okay. All right. Well, Brandon, it's been interesting this evening.
It has been fun.
Had a lot of fun. When we check off of here, I ask that you just stay in the green room a little bit. And,
Yeah, I can do that.
we'll pop off. Stephen, what's your parting wisdom for this evening?
I have nothing. No wisdom whatsoever to that. Don't forget to wake up in the morning, okay? How about that?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
And, to all of our listeners, thank you for checking in. Remember to like and subscribe. And the Tuesday crew, we'll see you again on Thursday.
Thank you,
See y'all,
gentlemen.
everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
All right. Take care.
Hi.
Thanks for checking us out and being a part of the Misfit Nation show. Don't forget to visit our website at themisfitnation.com. That's themisfitnation.com. Check out all our past episodes and get some of the great Misfit Nation gear for you and your family. As always, be humble, stay hungry, and keep hustling, because we are
Misfit Nation. Misfit Nation.
All right. I guess Brandon left camera for